Today I have with me Adrian Kelman. He is a salsa instructor and he's been doing salsa for how long now?
15 years.
Over 15 years. He's
Yes.
very, very good at it. In
So
fact,
she says.
that's how we met many years ago at a salsa party. And I guess we've been friends since.
Yes.
But Adrian actually has his own dance studio called 246 Latin Dance Project. And so I wanted to get his feel for why he does salsa and what his views are in terms of salsa as mood enhancement and stress relief. So how did you even get into salsa in the first place?
Well, I come from a dancing family, so to speak. My grandmother and my mother does like the 3 steps. So does my dad. And when I was at university, 2 friends invited me, Pat and Shondine, remember them?
Yes.
They invited me to a ballroom class. Shortly after that, we went to salsa, which was at McBride's. And I would go and watch everybody, was fascinated by it. And they invited me actually to start classes, actually salsa classes. And from there, I got hooked.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
But why do you keep doing salsa?
I enjoy it, first of all, but it's like stress relief. When I do it, I think about nothing else. Great exercise is for social settings. You meet a lot of really good people. You're in a safe environment. And salsa, it like makes you more confident as well, confident person. So I stuck with it because I like it. Even like when I travel, I get to go places, meet lots of people just because I dance salsa. I don't have to speak the language, but I dance salsa. So you meet a lot of people that way.
Because Adrian just mentioned several benefits from salsa. Exercise, mood enhancement. He says when he dances salsa, he doesn't think about anything else, which is the same as me. Socializing, meeting new people, and a safe place, which means you have a sense of calm. All of which are very, very good as stress relief techniques and mood regulation, which is important for mental health. And ironically, Adrian is also married to someone who does salsa. So Adrian and Cheryl both do salsa, both very good at it. They've done competitions together.
Yeah. When you do couple dancing, especially salsa and stuff like that, it's a lead and follow kind of relationship. So it helps build confidence for the guys. It helps the ladies to relax a little bit, not being always in control. So that's another aspect of salsa. I like guys coming to my class because it helps build their confidence. A lot of guys don't get positive influence growing up. I sound like a mentor now.
He does.
Well, I'm not. I'm just. And ladies is like when ladies come to my class, they have this perception of when they go dancing is just follow. But there's a technique to following. You gotta know what you're doing. At the same time, you gotta be able to allow the guy to lead, not knowing where he's going or what he wants to do next. So it helps build not only the man's confidence, but the lady's intuition, her own feminine strength. So yeah.
So Adrian, one thing I'd like to ask you, we're going to go a little deeper now.
Okay.
Can you recall a time in your life where you were perhaps more down than usual, things weren't going the way you wanted them to go, and salsa provided some kind of benefit to your mental health?
Many times I can say, everybody, there's no such thing as normal. Everybody has their challenges. I have mine, you have yours. I would say that because I've always been doing it, even like if I get sad or depressed, breakups, work overload, study overload, I always found that time to have that release, so I never tipped over the edge, so to speak. I have a kid, so sometimes it's like overwhelming. As a guy, you have to support. I support everybody in the household. At one point in time, during COVID, and they didn't have salsa, but what I did was I put on salsa music, I like earphones, and I would still dance in the house and stuff like that, and that kept me sane because I was like working overtime. I was fortunate to be able to work from home, but working from home means you work 24/7. But so you have to still take those small moments for your own mental health. What I can say is that if you feel depressed, you need to seek companionship, friendships with other people to help you get through it. Said a lot of us, from young, we had those extracurricular activities to release our stress, our factors that really brought us down. But a lot of us as adults don't have that anymore. So I think that is something that people need to keep conscious in their everyday life, that you must have an outlet. You cannot, if you do not have an outlet, it builds up inside and then you explode or collapse or something. You need to have that outlet, whether it's sports, going running, as I say, Salsa 246 Latin Dance Project coming out on Thursdays.
But the question I want to ask now, when I met Adrian, he was like early 20s, I think. I was
Yes.
in my 20s, yeah, early 20s. No marriage, no children, but he somehow has managed to keep up doing salsa despite having children, being married. He did a master's, he works full time, whereas I kind of fed off. In my 20s, I used to be there every weekend, but in my 30s and stuff, it's just really gotten difficult. How do you keep up?
Personally, I think that if you work hard, you play hard. So I've always maintained, like, if you're going to be stressing out yourself with other people's work, you should find something enjoyable for you. I know we emphasize it for younger persons, like when they go to school, make sure they do extracurricular activities. But what happens when you start to work? That just goes out through the door. That shouldn't be the case. I think that everybody should be involved in some kind of activity other than work. Going back to your original question, how I find time, I make time. I make time for it. That's it. If I can make time to work overtime, I should be also making time for something I like to do.
I like how he said that because I haven't been to salsa since before the pandemic in 2019, and in fact since then we lost one of our salsa regulars who was one of my favorite salsa partners, and it was sad because it went back to the same mental health kind of issue where you can be suffering in silence and no one knows. And if nothing else I knew about him is when he was on the dance floor, he was happy. His shirt would be soaked through.
That is true.
Yes, but he definitely used it as that stress relief, and I'm gonna miss him when I go back. So what about people who would like to do salsa? How could they get to your classes?
Okay, so if you are interested in learning salsa, I teach Cuban style salsa, and I'm going to actually be starting a new set of classes. It's going to be Thursdays from 6:30 to 7:30. It's beginners, intermediate, if you know some knowledge of it already. 7:30 to 8:30. And if you want more information on that, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, 246 Latin Dance Project, and the information is there.
Okay, great. So if you want to get the benefit of movement, mood enhancement, getting lost in the music, socializing, salsa is a very, very good means of doing that. Thank you, Adrian, for
You're
speaking with
welcome.
me.